My brothers and sisters, let us begin not with answers, but with silence. Let us breathe. Let us listen, not just to these words, but to the quiet beating of our hearts, where God often speaks in whispers. Each one of us has a story. Some parts we are proud to tell, and some we keep hidden, even from ourselves. But today, let us bring all of it, our wounds, our regrets, our shame, into the light of God's love. Because here, in this moment, I want to tell you something simple and true. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are beloved. My brothers and sisters, God does not write people off. We live in a world that is quick to discard what is broken. A cracked dish, an old pair of shoes, a phone that's too slow, toss it, replace it, forget it. And too often we treat people the same way. A person makes a mistake, a serious one, and we say, that's it. We label them, we close the door, we walk away. But God does not walk away. Look at the gospel. Again and again, Jesus draws near to the ones the world has pushed aside, the tax collector, the woman caught in adultery, the thief on the cross. He doesn't ask them for a resume of their good deeds. He looks into their hearts. He sees the pain, the hunger, the hope. He sees the image of the Father still glowing beneath the dust, and he stays. Think of someone who has made a mess of their life. Maybe it's someone you love, maybe it's you. Maybe you've fallen so far that you believe even God has given up. But He hasn't. He's still there at the door, waiting, watching like the father in the parable, who never stopped scanning the horizon for his lost son. Even in our worst moments, we are never alone. God is near. In the shelter, the prison cell, the hospital bed, the dark night of the soul, God is near, not with harsh judgment, but with a heart full of longing to heal, to forgive, to restore. And so I say it again. God does not write people off. Not the addict, not the prisoner, not the one who left the church long ago, not you. So let us not write others off either. Let us not be gatekeepers of grace. Let us open the door, widen the table, make room. Because mercy is not earned, it is given. And if you have felt forgotten, if you have been told you are too far gone, hear this today. You are not finished. You are not abandoned. You are loved. Come back. Come as you are. God is already waiting. Your wounds are not your identity. So many people walk through life carrying invisible burdens. You see them in the supermarket, on the train, maybe even sitting beside you in church. Quiet faces, heavy hearts. They have been hurt by others, by circumstances, sometimes by their own choice. Jesus, after His resurrection, still bore the marks of the nails in his hands and feet. He did not hide them. He showed them to his disciples. "See," he said, "it is I." But those wounds did not shame him. They did not define him. They revealed his love. In the same way, our wounds are not proof of failure. They are places where grace can enter. They are reminders of our need, our dependence, our humanity. Think of the mother who has carried her family through poverty, illness, abandonment. She is tired, scarred by life, but her love has not been destroyed. Or the young man who struggles each day with depression, but still gets up, still prays, still hope. These are sacred wounds. We must be gentle with ourselves and with others. Behind every wound is a story, and behind every story is a soul longing to be seen, not judged, not dismissed, but embraced. You are not your worst moment. You are not your pain. You are not your sin. You are a child of God, marked not by your scars, but by the love that never lets you go. So let us not hide our wounds from the Lord. Let us bring them to Him just as they are. He will not recoil. He will not condemn. He will touch them gently, tenderly, as He touched the eyes of the blind, the skin of the leper, the feet of the weary, and in that touch healing begins. Be not afraid to be known. Be not afraid to be healed. Love knows your wounds and calls you by your name. Mercy is stronger than memory. There are voices that follow us, not the kind we hear with our ears, but the kind we carry inside. They whisper in the quiet moments, "You'll never change. You don't deserve another chance. Look what you've done." These are the voices of shame, the voices of fear, the voices that cling to the past like heavy chains. But those are not the voice of God. God's voice is different. It is softer but stronger. It says, "I remember your sin no more." It says, "Come to me." It says, "Let us begin again." You see, God does not keep a record of wrongs. He is not a strict accountant tallying every mistake. He is a shepherd running to embrace his lost child. He is a shepherd carrying the wounded sheep on his shoulder. I once met a man who had been in prison for many years. When he was released, he felt invisible. No one would hire him, no one would look him in the eye. But at a small parish shelter, a volunteer handed him a cup of coffee and said, "You are welcome here." That simple act changed something. Because mercy changes everything. Mercy doesn't forget what happened, but it sees beyond it. It says, "You are more than what you've done." So let us not be prisoners of memory. Let us not hold our sins tighter than God does. If He has forgiven us, who are we to keep accusing ourselves? And let us offer that same mercy to others, not just in words, but in action. A second chance, a kind word, a seat at the table. This is how the gospel becomes flesh, not in perfect people, but in those who choose love over judgment. So today, if you are haunted by your past, if you lie awake remembering what you cannot undo, hear this truth. Mercy is stronger, stronger than failure, stronger than memory, stronger than fear. Let it in. Let it lead you home. You are called to begin again. Not someday, not when everything is perfect, not when the pain disappears, or when you finally feel holy enough. No, now. God calls you to begin again now. Each morning the sun rises, whether we deserve it or not. It touches the rooftops of the wealthy and the torn blankets of the homeless. It slips through the cracks of prison windows and shines across the floor of hospital rooms. A new day does not ask what you did yesterday. It simply arrives as gift, as invitation. God is like that, quiet, faithful, persistent in love. Sometimes people say, "But Father, I've gone too far. I've made too many mistakes. It's too late." And I want to say gently but clearly, it is never too late for God. Never. Think of the woman at the well. She came carrying shame and was met by Jesus, who offered her living water. Think of Peter, who denied him and still became the rock of the church. God does not wait for saints to knock at his door. He comes looking for us while we are still hurting, still doubting, still hiding. To begin again doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It means trusting that grace can grow even from the ashes. It means taking one small step, praying a simple prayer, asking for help, forgiving someone, forgiving yourself. If your life feels like ruins, remember that Jesus rose from a tomb, and that empty tomb is our beginning. So do not be afraid to start again. With God, every step toward Him is met with mercy. Every turning of the heart is embraced with joy. He is already ahead of you, waiting with open arms. Let today be the day. Begin again. Healing begins when we show mercy to others. There are wounds in the world that cry out for healing. Wounds of loneliness, rejection, hunger, and silence. We pass them every day. In the tired eyes of the man sleeping on the church steps, in the single mother counting coins at the bus stop, in the teenager hiding their pain behind the screen. These wounds are not far from us. They are beside us, sometimes even within us, and the healing begins. Not with grand speeches or programs, but with love that sees, listens, and stays. When we show mercy to others, something shifts in our own hearts. It is not just the other who is healed, it is we who are softened. Mercy cracks open the hard places in us. It teaches us to weep again, to care again, to believe again in the dignity of every person. Jesus told us, "Whatever you did for one of the least of these, you did it to me." Not just in theory, but in truth. When we bandage the wounds of the broken, we touch the body of Christ. When we forgive someone who hurt us, we echo his words from the cross. When we choose compassion over contempt, we make space for grace to enter. Do not wait for the perfect moment to act. Begin with the person nearest to you. Visit the sick. Listen to the lonely. Be patient with the difficult. Feed someone who is hungry, not just with bread, but with your attention, your kindness, your time. The world does not need more judgment. It needs more tenderness. And the church must be the place where that tenderness lives. So let us be people of mercy. Let us walk with those who are wounded, not because we have all the answers, but because we too have been carried. Let our love be real, practical, and close to the ground. This is where healing begins. This is where God's kingdom takes root. And this is where your story becomes part of someone else's redemption. Go, then, show mercy, and in doing so, let your heart be healed. My dear brothers and sisters, we have walked together through the truth that your past does not define you. We have seen how mercy rewrites the story, how wounds can become windows to grace, how every morning is a chance to begin again, and how healing flows when we show compassion to others. Now, as we prepare to return to the ordinary rhythm of our lives, our homes, our work, our struggles, let us not forget what we have heard. Let it echo, let it stir your heart in the quiet hours of the day. You are not what you have done. You are not what the world has said about you. You are not the sum of your fears. You are God's beloved. You are chosen. You are called. So live as one who is deeply loved. Walk with the poor. Forgive what seems unforgivable. Begin again. And when you fall, as we all do, fall into mercy, because God is always waiting, always loving, always ready to make all things new. Go forth then with courage. Go forth not to be perfect, but to be faithful, to be kind, to be a light in someone's darkness. The world needs that light. The world needs you. Good luck on the journey, and thank you from the depths of my heart for opening yours. God bless you.